Hello everybody out here on YouTube. It is I here with Beautiful Beauty. Going to be doing a product review. Going to be talking about a supplement today. Going to be talking about mostly probiotics. Okay. I just brushed my teeth, you guys, and I use this extra. It's like an extra cinnamony, extra minty, and I don't know. Does anybody else have that issue right after you brush your teeth? Do you get all tongue tied up and just, I don't know. I mean, I love the feeling of my teeth being clean. And, I'm like a really obsessive and I brush my teeth 3 times a day, but I just don't like that feeling for like 15 minutes afterwards. It lasts and it's just like, okay, let me take a drink. Okay. And I want to talk about this stuff. I really like this product. Hang on. Okay, maybe I can get some of that, some of that taste out of my mouth. Okay, so we're going to be talking about probiotics today. Okay, now that is all related to good bacteria versus bad bacteria. And there's something in our body that's basically called gut flora, the flora of our stomach. And it doesn't just relate to stomach area, it relates to our intestines as well. Small intestines, large intestines, and your stomach. So everything's all kind of interconnected there. But basically it's known as gut health, which is your stomach, gut issues, okay? And it's balance of good bacteria versus bad bacteria. That is the whole reason why we take probiotics, is to help balance that out, because sometimes when the bad bacteria kind of takes over the good bacteria, the bad bacteria can grow, the bad bacteria can flourish, and it could just throw your body off, out of whack, out of balance, which definitely I've had issues with this for so long. And I definitely truly believe in something known as leaky gut syndrome. A lot of people won't even recognize leaky gut syndrome. I mean, literally mention that to your doctor. Your doctor will just look at you like you have 4 heads. It's like, okay, I truly, honestly do believe in the leaky gut syndrome. I believe in small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. I believe in SIBO, which I would actually love to get a SIBO test done. But like I said, I have one of those uncooperative, non-listening doctors. Yes, I need a new doctor. Okay, but so what this will help do, this will help that good bacteria to thrive, to flourish, and help that good bacteria, the good bacteria, take over and kind of, outweigh that bad bacteria, so the yucky stuff doesn't grow and flourish and overtake your body and your system. Because what can happen, and I think I've had this issue before, and I've talked about this before, obviously. And here's another thing I'm going to throw out there. Candida. I mean, and some people say that differently. Some people call it Canada, but, Candida albus, Candida albinus, however you say it. I talk about Candida. Overgrowth, like yeast infection type of overgrowth. And no, I'm not referring to vaginal yeast infections on us girls. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just in general, just the Candida bacterial, the yeast overgrowth, because the bad bacteria can make that thrive and you can have a Candida overgrowth, which I definitely think that I've had issues with this for years. Once again, mention this stuff to a traditional Western medicine doctor. They look at you like you have 3 or 4 heads, right? It's like, they just don't believe any of it. And, and sometimes I really have put a lot of thought into maybe possibly seeing a holistic doctor myself. But locally, I know a lot of friends and people that have had some bad experiences as well with holistic doctors and just put a lot of money out and had a lot of disappointment. So I'm on the fence with that one too. It's like, do I find a traditional regular doctor? Should I seek out maybe in another location, another area, a good holistic doctor or whatever? So we're talking about Candida. We're talking about yeast infections of like the gut. We're talking about leaky gut. We're even talking about SIBO, small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, things like that. And we're even talking about and needing these for the fact that we might be on antibiotics, because antibiotics will throw your body off, you guys. And I get chronic, very, very chronically bad, and I've got one now. I know I do. Or I'm starting to get one, sinus infections, right? I suffer awful sinus infections. I had a failed sinus surgery done a few years ago. I don't intend on getting any more surgery done, but I have been on a lot of antibiotics before, as a child, younger, growing up, things like that. Now, what that does, it just really wreaks havoc on your body, antibiotics in general, especially overusage of antibiotics, which definitely, that's what doctors would just do for me growing up as a kid. I'd have all these crazy bad sinus infections. Doctors would give me tons of antibiotics. Antibiotics, they kill off your good bacteria. You have that natural balance in your body, that good bacteria flora that you need, and antibiotics will just throw your body off, wreak havoc, and once again it will let all the bad bacteria populate, take over, colonize. I mean, they build colonies inside your body. They colonize, they build, they take over, and they invade, and all the good bacteria can be gone. So I've been taking these for, sorry, I'm all sniffly, and like I said, I think my sinuses are getting to me as usual. But anyhow, yeah, I've been taking these for a while now. This is the second box I've bought, and I definitely recommend these. They come in like a blistery bubble pack type of deal here, and you just punch it out. And let me go ahead and punch one out, because I want to show you guys. Can you see that? I want to show you what they look like, okay? Okay. So they just look like this. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Okay. Okay. And I love this brand. I will say this. Listen, guys. I have tried a bazillion other brands. And sometimes I will start taking them and I will have to stop, because there's a little bit of a transitioning period, or a die-out period, you call it, where you're kind of killing off that bad bacteria. Sometimes I never can get past that point with other brands. Now, like I do really good with things like the liquid kefir. I do good with that. I do good with coconut water, liquid kefir, and a couple of other brands of probiotics. But there have been also some brands that I have started and I've had to actually literally stop taking, because I couldn't get past that like die off phase, where you're killing off some of that bad bacteria, and I couldn't transition past it, and like I couldn't keep working, it was like, okay, I had to go to work, and then I'd feel real bad. And it's a little bit of a die off period of killing off of that bad bacteria. And, in your body kind of gets flu-like symptoms. You feel crappy, you feel bad. And it was hard for me to continue and carry on and like continue to work and stuff. So I kind of had to stop other brands. Now, I've noticed with this brand, I didn't experience that, especially when I first started taking them. In all honesty, I felt kind of crappy for about 3 days. But once I pushed past the 3-day mark, I was okay. It was tolerable. So I didn't feel like I needed to stay home or stay in bed or whatever. Okay, so let me show you the brand. Okay, or the box. And this is what the box looks like. Okay, it says Flora. Okay, Women's Care Probiotics. Okay, you see it says 67 billion. Okay, that's the strength. And it says these are gluten-free. So if you have celiac disease, or if you are gluten intolerant, these are okay to take because they are gluten-free. This is what the box looks like. And let me show you the back of the box. Show you like the ingredients and the things that matter. But hang on, let me take another drink. I'm all of a sudden just, when I sat down, it's like my sinuses just kind of went crazy, okay? Okay, but like I said, this is the second box. I've been taking these for a few months. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good with these. I really do. Now, these are on the pricier side. I do remember that. Oh, you guys, I'm trying to remember where I bought these from. Okay, I bought them online, obviously. I might have bought them from Viticast.com, maybe SwansonsVitamins.com, maybe LuckyVitamin.com. I can't precisely remember, but I will tell you, I do remember them being a little pricey. But I'm going to tell you this in all honesty, to get a good probiotic that has good, decent ingredients in them, you're not going to be able to get away with buying some El Cheapo brand off the grocery store shelf. You know what I mean? And if there are some good brands on the grocery store shelf, which there are, you know what I mean? Like you go to Walmart or Target or whatever, and you can get some good brands, but definitely do some research because a lot of times, you know, they might have, just some fillers in them that are not all that good for you and just filled up with extra junk that you might not necessarily need or that you might not react to as well. Okay, so I like these. I felt crappy for the first 3 days. That was a transition period. Once I got past that transition period of the 3 days, I feel pretty good with these. So I feel that what they have done for me, I think they have definitely helped with bloating because, like I said, I suspect like the whole candida issue. And yes, I know things like carbohydrates, sweets, desserts, candies, cookies, pastries, cake, cupcakes, whatever, that just sugar fuels the candida, yeast in bread, carbohydrates, all that. And yes, I cut way back, I cut way down. Every now and then I fall off the wagon just like everybody else, especially like during this quarantine fun, that happened a few months ago. It was like, okay, like I'm home, I'm gonna eat a candy bar, okay, I should not do it, but I'm going to. So definitely, I do have an issue myself with sugar. I just don't do well. I just don't do well with too many carbohydrates. I don't do well with sugar. I'm not diabetic or anything like that. My A1C is perfect, but AC1, A1C, you know what I'm talking about. But anyhow, I'm not diabetic or anything like that. My blood glucose, my sugar level and all that, everything is very normal, very low. But I definitely think I'm very sensitive to sugar. And then, like I said, I am sensitive to carbohydrates in general, but especially things like candy and stuff, very rarely I will delve in there and eat candy. So it's like, I know if I do, it's like I'm going to have some bloating. I'm going to have like trapped gas. I'm going to have, a little bit of an extension feeling in the stomach. And like, it'll come up at the worst time. I will like have a modeling contract and I'm supposed to be over here, wearing these beautiful, clothes or whatever. And then I have like a little bit of a bloating issue or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have had that candy bar 2 days ago. But anyhow, these are good. I definitely recommend them. I will link them up in the down bar below. I definitely love you guys. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye, gorgeous.